Hello, hello, my magical friends, and welcome back to another podcast episode from Witchful Ways. And we are on day 4 of our 7 days of self-care. Today, we're going to talk about making a plan. Sometimes we have to plan out our self-care, and sometimes somebody's going to come up to you because a lot of times your self-care happens or needs to happen and you don't recognize it, right? Like somebody's going to come up to you at some point and go, man, you look really tired. You seem like you're really frustrated. You are really overwhelmed looking to me. What can I do for you, right? It's time for you then to go into that self-care. So let's talk about making a plan. So first I want to talk about making a list. Beneficial habits like self-care a lot of times end up going by the wayside during stressful times, right? When something happens, everything just kind of goes out the window. And it can be very difficult to focus on anything but the bare minimum when life gets too hard. And the fact is, though, that these days are the days when you most need to take care of yourself and you most need your self-care routine. One way to make sure that you have a self-care routine in place, that you have a self-care emergency kind of backup plan, if you will, is to have a self-care toolkit. Having a list of self-care routines can make it easier for you to implement them when needed. So consider this your self-care safety net in a way, right? Your toolbox of goodies and a little bit of magic that can help you get through those tough times. So make a list. Let's start with your self-care backup plan. Okay, so this is a list of at least 5 activities that you can easily fit in your life during the most stressful periods. That may be 3 minutes to sit with a cup of coffee, right? Or tea or whatever it is. Having a reminder like that on hand will let you gain the benefits of caring for yourself without having to think too much about it. So as you're going through kind of doing these things and experimenting, go, what works for me? What is a quick care one, right? As compared to a long-term one? Write down 5 activities that you can easily fit into your life. Listening to a specific song for 3 minutes, closing your eyes and listening to the song, finding a 1 or 2 minute meditation that you can keep on your phone or on your computer, right? All those things that you can do that you can then go, you know what? I'm like, this is hustle and bustle. Like I don't have a spare minute to myself. Something happened and I'm way out of whack. You can pull this up and go, okay, I can do any one of these 5 things in 3 minutes or less, right? And it doesn't have to be 3 minutes. It can be longer than that, but just as an example. So that list might, again, include things like go to bed early so you get enough sleep, eat nourishing food to keep your energy up, or maybe even ask for help when you need it. Those are all things that you might forget when you've got a ton of stuff on your plate. So during times of trouble, the very basic foundations of self-care can be the most important. So remember I said a little tool care kit, right? Did you hear that just a minute ago? So what is that? So you need one of these in your life. So to boost your chances of keeping self-care at the focus during hard times, prepare yourself a self-care package ahead of time. So this toolkit, right, your self-care toolkit, it can include some of your favorite little indulgences, like maybe a good book, a favorite herbal tea, facial masks, fuzzy slippers, soft socks, a classical CD or a meditation tape or DVD or jump drive or whatever. Include anything in it that brings you joy, right? A little bit of chocolates or hard candies that may be your favorite. Being able to reach for that package or that toolbox, right? Or that, I call it a box of magic, really. When you're stressed out can mean the world, and it can mean a huge difference in your outlook of the situation that you're in. And make sure that you don't have to go out and buy fancy stuff to put in this. Already shop your stuff. Shop what you have already. Do you have something that you can put in there and make your own little self-care package and have it set aside for when you feel really stressed? When you feel like I'm depleted and I'm defeated and I'm not sure what I need to do, you pull for it. So you might keep things like dry oats in there, and you can mix it with a little bit of honey and water, right? And make an amazing face mask. That's great for all skin types. You can go buy a bunch of stuff if you want to, but you can mix some of your favorite things in there that you have. So maybe you have essential oils and you can make yourself a little roller bottle that you put in there that just to you brings out self-care and self-love. Again, those luscious lotions, right? That you feel soft and refreshed after you use them. Room sprays, candles. Your favorite candles or tea lights are great to put in there with your favorite scents. Use what you have first and then add to it over time or replenish over time as needed. And keep refreshing the contents and giving yourself permission to splurge a little bit every now and again for something that will make your heart happy, right? And put it into your little box that you can grab to make your overall self happy. And then another thing is to make sure that the people that you surround yourself with, your trusted friends and family, enlist their help now for in the future. So talk to those that are closest to you and let them know that you would like them to always encourage you in your self-care routine. So that way, when they do see you stressed out or overthinking or spread yourself too thin, they can say something to you and you'll know that they're speaking to you for your best benefit. Share with them, of course, the benefit it provides for you and ask them that if they see you not caring for yourself as well as you should be, that they say something to you. Sometimes those that know us best can see things that we don't see in ourselves, right? When those people know to look out for you in that area of your life, they can reinforce your self-care routine and your needs during those times of stress where we forget about ourselves. And when they do come to you and say, hey, you need to take a minute for yourself, like you're feeling, you're looking, you're crazy, whatever it is, right? Make sure they offer that you offer to them your appreciation for their support and that you take the time to actually self-care when they've made it noticeable, made you aware of it. So then another thing is picking days during the month that you may feel great to work with. So we are on Christmas Eve, right? So Merry Christmas Eve to those that are listening. So if working with specific deity, the divine force, source, one God, spirit, whatever it is, during holy times, holy days, things that make you feel connected to all, then make sure that you do that as well. Spend the time working on a project or something to represent that day for yourself. Those can be nourishment for the soul. Time with your divine source, one God, whatever you call it. Time with your family, the days of joy and celebration. They don't have to make you feel totally stressed. Right? You can enjoy that time then. When you're already in that process of self-care, you can enjoy the time that you have. Okay, so let's talk about your journal prompt. Day 4's journal prompt. So taking steps to plan now is going to help you maintain your self-care routine a lot easier in the future. So always remember that it's during the hardest times that you need to nurture yourself the most. So for your journal prompt for today, day 4, list out the contents of your self-care toolkit. That means create one. And then list who are your support team members. Who are those friends and family members that you want to enlist and say, hey, girl, if you see me acting crazy or see me overstressed or see me not saying no when I'm already spread too thin, say something to me. And then how can you prepare today for tougher times in the future? Okay. That is day 4. Again, Merry Christmas Eve if you're celebrating. And we will see you tomorrow for day 5. Have a wonderfully magical rest of your day.